Let's have our lecture video in Preboard 1 to answer your problem set number 3, and that is Analytic Geometry. Now, let's start with the number 1. The midpoint of the line segment between point 1 xy and point 2 negative 2 4 is P sub m, that is 2, negative 1. Find the coordinates of point 1. A, 6, negative 5. B, 5, negative 6. C, 6, negative 6. D, negative 6, 6. Now, to answer this type of question, we need to remember these formulas here. For the midpoint x, we have 1/2 0.1 or x1 plus x2. For midpoint of y, we have there 1/2 y1 plus y2. Now, since in the problem, we have here given the point 2 and also the midpoint, so all we need to do is to find the P1, and then let's just substitute from the formula. So given the xm, or the midpoint of x, as 2, that is 1/2 x1, that is the missing point, plus x2 is negative 2. So we have there 4 equals x1 minus 2. Therefore, x1 is equal to 6. Now for midpoint y, so we have there midpoint for y is negative 1. Is equal to 1/2 the missing point 1, y1, and that is y1 plus the y2, and that is 4. So we have here negative 2 equals y1 plus 4. So y1 is equal to negative 6. Therefore, the missing point 1 is at 6, negative 6. That is in letter C. Okay, so that's for number 1. Now for number 2, find the area of a triangle whose vertices are A, negative 3, negative 1, point B, 5, 3, and point C, 2, negative 8. So is it letter A, 34, B, 36, C, 38, or D, 32? Now to find the area of the triangle with given point of vertices, coordinates of the vertices, we have the formula A is equal to the 1/2 of, so we will write here, so for point A, vertex A, let's put here the x, so the x, the point x over the point y, which is negative 1. And let's go to point B. We have there 5 over 3. Point C is 2 over negative 8, and then repeat or close the figure with the point A. So we have there negative 3, negative 1. Because if you draw the triangle, you go to point A, point B, point C, then you go back to point A. So in the same process also, we do this. Let's choose green. Okay. So here, we have here 1/2 times, we go first the upward movement or upward arrow. Let's use green, upward arrow. Negative 1 multiplied to negative 5, 3 multiplied to 2, negative 3 multiplied to negative 8. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. 3 times 2 is positive 6. Negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24. Minus the downward arrow. So that is, using the blue line, we have there negative 3 times 3, 5 times negative 5, we have 2 times negative 1. So what is negative 3 times 3? That is negative 9. 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So we have here 1/2. So that is negative 5 plus 6, 1 plus 24, we have there 25. Plus, what is negative 9 minus 40 minus 2? That is negative 51 times negative, so positive 51. So the final answer here is, that is 76 divided by 2, that is 38 square units, because we're looking for area. So we have there 38 square units. And from the choices, that answer is letter C. Okay, we have here number 3. Find the angle that the line 2y minus 9x minus 18 equals 0 makes with the x-axis. Letter A, is it 74.77 degrees? B, 44.5 degrees? C, 47.77 degrees? D, 77.47 degrees. Okay, so it says there, this angle here, this line here, that is 2y minus 9x minus 18 equals 0, is making an angle with the x-axis. So we're looking for this angle. So how do we solve this? Since it's already, we're getting the angle with respect to the x-axis, might as well find the slope of this line. So if we get the slope of this line, we will be able to find the angle. So definition of slope is the rise over the run. Okay? So that is, to find first the slope, we have the formula y equals mx plus b. So using this equation here, for y, we have 2y equals x. So the one here is 9x plus 18. Divided by 2, we have there y equals 4.5x plus 9. Therefore, from this formula here, we can therefore find the slope as the 4.5. Therefore, m is equal to 4.5, defined as the rise over run. Now, if we say rise over run, okay, so this is the rise and then the run. We're looking for the angle. So this is in Pythagorean theorem because the slope should be in a right triangle. So that's also equal to the opposite of this angle, opposite over the adjacent of the angle. So we have here opposite over adjacent. And when we are dealing with opposite over adjacent from SOHCAHTOA, that is the tangent. That means it is tangent theta. So m is equal to 4.5 equals tangent theta. So tangent theta is equal to 4.5. Theta is equal to inverse of tangent. So we have there theta is equal to, so using your calculator, it is 77.47 degrees. Inverse of tangent 4.5. Okay? So 77.47 degrees is the letter D. 77.47 degrees. So that's for number 3. Let's go to number 4. What is the equation of the line that passes through the point 4, 0 and is parallel to the line x minus y minus 2 equals 0? Now, when we say parallel, for parallel lines, we say parallel lines, the slope of the first line is equal to the slope of the parallel line. Okay? So using again this formula y mx plus b, we have there the x minus y minus 2 equals 0. Then arrange it. We have, so if we arrange that, we have here y equals x minus 2. Therefore, m1 is equal to 1. So if m1 is equal to 1, this is also equal to m2. So using the point 4, 0, so this is the point for the second line. So let's name that as the second line to where this belongs, m2. So we have there, using the point slope form, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So y minus y1 0, or in this case y2. So m2 is equal to 1 times x minus 4. Y is equal to x minus 4. Therefore, the parallel line is y minus x plus 4 equals 0. And the answer for number 4 is y minus x plus 4, and that is letter B. Let's go to number 5. Okay. For number 5, we have there, determine the equation of the circle whose center is at point 4, 5 and tangent to the circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 6y minus 23 equals 0. So, which equation? We have there letter A, x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 10y minus 25 equals 0. B, x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 10y plus 25 equals 0. Then we have there C, x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 8y plus 25 equals 0. Then we have D, x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 10y minus 25 equals 0. Okay? So let's try to solve this. Okay. Therefore, we need to first, so let's see, for center HK, so this is the center here, HK. we have here the formula x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So here we need first to how do we do this? Okay, so what is best here is, since what's missing for this one here, the equation with the center 4, 5, what's missing is the radius. It is best to sketch the circle with this equation. So let's find the sketch of this one equation here. So we need to find the center and the radius also. So we have here x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 6y minus 23 equals 0. So to find the center and the radius, we need to complete the square for x squared and y squared. So we have there x squared plus 4x plus blank plus y squared plus 6y plus blank equals, so we transpose this on the right side. Transpose negative 23, it becomes positive 23. Whatever we do here is reflected in the right side. So that if we add a number on the left side, we will also add a number on the right side, so that it will go back to the original equation. Okay? So what is the number what is 4 divided by 2 and then squared? So 4 divided by 2 is 2 squared, that is 4. So we put here 4. What is 6 divided by 2 squared? So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So we put here 9. Therefore, this is x plus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 23 plus 4 plus 9 is 36. So, looking at this pattern here, in taking the center, this is x minus negative 2 squared plus y minus negative 3 squared equals 6 squared. Now from this, we can find now the h, this is the k, then this is the radius. Then we'll be able to sketch now the circle. So using this information, the center 1 is negative 2, negative 3, and then we have there the radius 6 units. Let's use that information in sketching the circle. Okay, so let's have this circle here. So we have the center. Okay, let's use here negative 2, 3. So the center is here. That's negative 2, negative 3. Then the radius is 6. If we have here the radius as 6 units, so this is the center, we have there 2, 4, 6. So this is how wide the circle is. Oops. Let's assume it that way. So this is the radius, this circle. This is the circle x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 6y minus 23 equals 0. So this is the circle. Now what we're looking for here is what is the equation of the circle, which is the given is only 4, 5. Center 4, 5. So the center will be here, 4, 5. So here, this point here. So that is center 4, 5. And then we do not know what's the radius. What we do know is that it is tangent to the circle. Knowing tangent, it means that it intersects the circle at one point. Why do I get an oblong here? So there you are. So they are intersecting at this point here. So this is the point of intersection. And then if that is the case, that's the point of intersection, the line that comes from the center will form a straight line. Okay. This is the radius 2. Let's name it radius 2. This radius here is radius 1 equals 6. We know that the radius here is equal to 6. Now, how do we determine the value of radius 2? Because that's the only missing data for us to form the equation of the circle with center 4, 5. So, what can we do? We can find or solve for the distance of the center to center, since the points are already given. Okay, so the formula for the distance is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 plus y2 squared. That is equal to square root of, let's use here positive 4 minus x2. Well, still the same whether you use the negative 2 first or 4 first, still the same. Negative 2 squared plus 5 plus, or should be minus, sorry, should be minus. Minus. Okay. So 5 minus negative 3 squared. So distance here is equal to, distance is equal to 10. Therefore, the radius 2 that we're looking for is d minus r1. And that is equal to 10 minus 6. Therefore, R2 is equal to 4. So, having all this data, then knowing that the center, so equation of required circle at center 4, 5 and radius equals 4 is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. We have there x minus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 4 squared. X squared minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared minus 10y plus 25 equals 16. Therefore, we have here x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 10y Then cancel out the 16, 16. So what's left will be positive 25. This is the answer. So from the choices, the answer is positive 25, negative 8x. What's that? Negative 8x, negative 10. So it is letter C. The answer for number 5 is letter C. Okay, screenshot first. Okay. Now for number 6, we have here the vertex of the parabola. Okay. So we have the vertex of the parabola y squared minus 2x plus 6y plus 3 is equal to 0. So it's looking for the vertex. Is it letter A? Negative 3, 3. B, we have 3, 3. C, we have 3, negative 3. And then D, negative 3, negative 3. Okay? So actually we need to transform this to the standard form. So we have, let's arrange it first. Since this one y has the square, so it's on the left side along with another y equals 2x minus 3. So completing the square for the left side, we have there y squared plus 6y. What is 6 divided by 2 squared? That is 9. Equals 2x minus 3 plus 9. So we have here y plus 3 squared equals 2x plus 6. Y plus 3 squared equals 2 times x plus 3. So from the standard form, we have there y minus negative 3 squared equals 2x minus negative 3. Therefore, vertex is at negative 3 and negative 3. So the answer here is letter D. Let's go to number 7. Find the equation of the parabola with vertex at 4.43 and focus at 4, negative 1. A, y squared minus 8x plus 16y minus 32 equals 0. B, y squared plus 8x minus 16y minus 32 equals 0. C, x squared plus 8x minus 16y plus 32 equals 0. D, x squared minus 8x plus 16y minus 32 equals 0. So this requires us to know first the position, because there's 4 possible position for the parabola here. Now let's sketch first the given vertex and focus here. Remember that we cannot just jump into a formula because we need to see first if which one fits the equation. So we have there the vertex at 4, 3. Okay, so let's draw. So let's just assume, so this is 4 and then this is 3. So this is the vertex for 3, the first quadrant. So having this as the vertex, so either we have a concave upward or we have a concave downward. So we have the possibility of having this as the equation. But the clue here is the focus. So the focus is at 4, -2. That is at the 4th quadrant. 4, -1, so 4th quadrant. So the focus is here. So we will draw now. Having the focus as somewhere lower than the vertex, that means the parabola is opening concave downward. So it is concave downward because the focus is below the vertex. So we have there so if we need to find the equation, therefore we need to find what is this distance here. So this is 4, 3, and then this is 4, -1. So we're looking at this position here. And then for P is less than 0, therefore it is negative. So this distance here is what we need to look for also. The distance in this figure, it is P. In some books it is also A, and that is equal to, what's this distance? What is 3? What is the distance of 3 to -1? That is 4. So that's the distance 4. Okay, so using this formula here, but with -4, oops. So x minus h x minus h squared equals -4. Let's use a, y minus k. So we have here the center as 4 equals -4, a as 4, and then y minus 3. This is x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals -16, y minus 3, x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals -16y plus 48. So we have here x squared minus 8x plus 16y minus 32 equals 0. So from the choices, that is equal to, so -8x plus 16 minus 32, -8x plus 16 minus 32. So that is letter D. Okay, let's go to number 8. Find the equation of the ellipse whose center is at -3, -1, vertex at 2, -1, and focus at 1, -1. So we have these choices. So I will not read it already. So we have their center, given vertex, given focus. Let's use this figure. So either we will use the figure type 1 or we will use the figure type 2. So the best thing to do here is to sketch the ellipse. So center is at -3, -1, and then vertex at 2, -1. Okay, so let's move this up like that. So if the center is at -3, -1, that means it's in the third quadrant. So -3, let's say this is -3, say -3 and then -1. So here we go. That's the center, -3, -1. Then we have the vertex at 2, -1. Say this is 2. Therefore, this is the vertex as 2, -1. Then the focus is at 1, -1. So here is the focus. So it's a straight line. So it's a straight line here. That is, the focus is at 1, -1. Then if we draw that, it means if the vertex is already here and this is the focus, therefore this is how the ellipse looks like. Okay. Let's assume this is perfect. Okay, let's have that as the ellipse. Assume as perfect. Okay. So therefore, having that orientation of the ellipse, the figure or the formula that we will use now is at type 1. So we will be using x, this formula here, x minus h squared over a squared plus y squared, y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. Okay? But we need to find first the value of a. Now, if this is a, let's use other color. If this is 2a here, if this is all 2a, therefore, a here is from the center to the vertex. So this is a. So what is a? The distance from -3 to 2. So that is 5. A is equal to 5 units. How about for B? How do we solve for B? So we have the center, K, so no problem. We have H and K. We already have A, which is 5. But how do we get the value of B? From the formula, A squared equals the B squared plus C squared. Now, how do we know where is C? C is the distance from the center to the focus. So this is C. So the distance C is equal to 4. Therefore, we can now get the value for B. So A is 5 squared equals b squared plus 4 squared. So b is now equal to 25 minus 16, that is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Now from the formula, we have there x minus the center negative 3 squared all over a, which is 5 squared, plus y minus the center negative 1 squared all over 3 squared equals 1. So that is x plus 3 squared all over 25 plus y plus 1 squared all over 9 equals 1. So common denominator, we have the 225. This is 9. Multiply here 9, x plus 3 squared plus 25 y plus 1 squared equals 1. So this is 9. So 9 times x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus 25 times y squared plus 2y plus 1 equals 225. So this is 9x squared plus 54x plus 81 plus 25y squared plus 50y plus 25 equals 225. So 9x squared plus 25y squared plus 54x plus 50y. 225 minus 25 minus 81, that will be, so then transpose. So we have negative 119 equals 0. So the answer here is letter D. So that is letter D. Okay, so that's for number 8. Next, we have number 9. The distance between points 5, 30 degrees and negative 8, negative 5 degrees is, so this is actually polar coordinate. Okay, so how do we solve this? Let's sketch it first. Okay, x and y axis. So we have here the first point, 5, 30 degrees. That means it is a line having 30 degrees with the x-axis and the length is 5 units. So say it's here. So this is 30 degrees and then 5 units, the length of the line. The second one is negative 8, negative 50 degrees. What do we mean by the negative 50 degrees? So instead of going counterclockwise, just as we did with the first line here, the line will go clockwise, opposite that direction. So we have here negative 5 degrees and negative 50 degrees, and the length is negative 8. But here it says here the length is negative 8, and if we extend it like this, this is the positive 8 degrees. Therefore, to find the negative 8 units, should I say? So the negative 8 units is opposite that orientation. So if this is if this is positive 8 units, therefore the negative 8 units is on this point. Okay, so this is negative 8. So we are looking for the distance of this tip here up to this tip there. Let's name that as distance x. Okay, so let's solve this. So well, if this is negative 50 degrees, so this is also 50 degrees. Right? So if this is 50 degrees, therefore the angle here is 100 degrees. Given the angle, given the adjacent sides, missing the opposite side, what can we use? Cosine law. So the missing side squared equals the adjacent sides 8. Oh, it should be positive 8. Okay. So we have here, oops, this negative 8 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 8. It should be 8 already. So 8, 5 cosine of 100. So the answer for x here is, that is 10.14 units. The answer here is letter B, 10.14 units. Now let's go to the last problem, number 10. A triangle have vertices point A, negative 3, negative 2, point B, 2, 6, and point C, 4, 2. What is the abscissa of the centroid of the triangle? Abscissa. Abscissa is bar x equals x over A, or x sub A, plus x sub B plus x sub C divided by 3. That is the abscissa. It's as simple as that. So, abscissa of the centroid, should I say. So, we have point A, negative 3, plus B as 2, plus C as 4, divided by 3. That is the bar x. That is equal to 1. So, bar x is equal to D1. Now, if you're looking for the ordinate, now, yes, I think you have already an idea. Ordinate is bar y, ya, y sub b, plus y sub c divided by 3. And that is negative 2 plus 6 plus 2 divided by 3. That is equal to 2. If we're looking for the ordinate. Okay, so that's all for this video.